So the subject of today's Elden Ring video is the Sealed Tunnel. This can be found in the Altars Plateau and is home to the Smithing Stone Miners Bell-Bearing 2. It also provides the route to the Divine Tower of West Altus, which is needed to activate the Great Rune of Ricard, the Lord of Blasphemy. There's a lot of ground to cover, so let's get cracking. Introducing the man, the myth, the legend, Barry the Bandit. Light on vigor, big on hearts, Barry is a master of stealth, lethal with a bow, a knife, sharp sticks, and even harsh language. For this series, we're going to focus on Arcane and Dexterity as our primary damage-dealing stats, with a heavier focus on Arcane as we head into the late game. Throughout the playthrough, we shall be covering a wide variety of weapons with an emphasis on the aforementioned damage-dealing stats, as well as taking advantage of the Dragon Communion Incantations to add support damage. My name is Nubudgy. This is Barry. Welcome to How to Build a Bandit. Right, okay, so first things first, we are carrying a ton of runes at the moment. We're just shy of leveling up. Look down here, we need a couple of thousand. What we're going to do is pop and see our friend here, the blacksmith.
I took you for dead, no matter, it's all the same.
Maybe to you.
Lay out your arms,
okay. We'll pop a couple of these because I can't match, it's too early. It's a Sunday morning. I won't need one cup of tea. Give me a break. But that should get us over the threshold. Let's go. What am I doing? Level up, level up. Let's talk about stats quickly. We are going to put at least one more point in strength so we can use the Icon Shield at will. Well, we need 22 altogether, but 19 will do us. I should explain how in a minute. But really, we've got to work on our longer term goals. We've got to work on the skills that are going to be dealing with damage in the long run. So, the minute soft caps are Dexterity to 20 and Arcane to 20, and then we'll push Arcane up to 30. But the reason being is we can use a Flask of 1 Physic to add another 10 to Dex, so that means we'll have a combined of 60, right? So Dex to 20 is the first goal. Right. Right, let's get out. Let's look at our inventory. I'm going to leave the Bloodhound's Fag in because I need that for the boss, and we're not going to use the other two weapons for the time being. Talisman wise, I'm actually going to swap this out and pop in the Relic Scar Seal for a bit of extra damage. As you can see here, this is what, with the Talisman, we're up to plus 21 strength. If we went strength 19, our strength would be 22, which if we look down here, sorry, my words, I stumbled over there. Which look down here, would put the Icon Shield, would enable us to use it. But, anyway, next, I've been promising the last two videos to show you where to pick up some Altus Bloom. Now, I have, not Altus Bloom, Fulgur Bloom. I have a ton of it. We need it to make lightning arrows, which we're going to need. We're going to need lightning arrows and lightning pots for this mission. You'll see why when we get there. I've got a ton because I've been farming already. I'm going to show you. In fact, what I'm going to do while we're here is spend some more runes. Because I want to buy some more thin beast bones. Before I forget. Because now we have access to them. In terms of crafting, if we look, say, with the arrows, the flight pinions, there's no quick way of doing it. They're always a pain to farm. Obviously, as Arcane gets higher, it counts your discovery stat, and that will help a bit with that. But fortunately, you only need one pinion per 10 arrows, so that's not so bad. But you need 3 thin beast bones per. Farming sheep just becomes a real ball ache. So what we're going to do now, we've got the meat pillars, the bone peddlers bell-bearing. We can actually buy them from Red and Hearts. They're quite expensive what they are.
Well,
but at this point of the game,
no matter, it's lay out your arm.
runes become much more abundant. Let's get rid of these small ones. Just give it a lot. Fuck it. We'll get some more where we're going, and this will enable us. I'll just show you. Show you this tip. If you run through here, I will get round to Nepheli's quest line at some point, but not today. Not relevant to the build per se, but if you follow through to its completion, you do get it's either an ancient. I think it's an ancient dragon smithing stone, which allows you to put any weapons plus any normal weapons plus 25. So it's quite useful. It's not the only source of getting one, but it does help. Right, let's max out our thin beast bones. Oh, like that. As you can see, we now have a few more. Yeah. To that end, we're actually going to make some now. So we're going to go ahead and make. We'll just do 11. Yeah, why not? Okay. And we're also going to make some lightning pots. We can't make full lightning pots. The reason for that is I've got a few flame pots kicking around. But we're gonna phase those out and switch to lightning pots. At least we'll probably use both. But for where we're going, lightning pots are more important. And, as I said, lightning damage is more important. You'll see why when we get there. And actually, while I'm thinking about it, we need to make some lightning grease. We'll make 10 of that as well. Okay. Now, if we switch out some of our gear, I want to optimize this a bit. So we're going to pop in the demi-humans. I want to swap these around. Swap these around. Yeah. And here we'll have our grease, and here we'll pop in torrent. No. Okay. Now, I'll show you against some Altus Bloom. The easiest way to do that, it's actually very easy. You can farm them from the very beginning of the game. If we jump down to the Aguirre Lake north side of Grace, and I'll show you what I mean. I'm also going to have a swig of tea, because I want to. Okay, so, jump on turn. And we're going to run straight up this way. If you look at the map, it's kind of this way. Okay. Now, on the right here, there is a wandering Kelden sellsword on horseback who does make use of himself. But we can outrun him. He's not a threat to us at this point. We can murder him, but he is annoying. There he is. Alright, okay, you know what? Yeah. Case in point. Oh, he drops Caden armor. That's actually quite good. We won't really use it. Mate, can you fuck right off? Well, sheep we're going to ignore, so I'm going to get the mushrooms too. It saves you farming them later on. Always pick up the mushrooms when you see them. They're so useful. But this is full bloom. Any spot where lightning rains from the sky like that, well, I mean, where else would lightning rain fucking full? Yeah, that's that simple. You can farm this much as you like. You see, it's quite abundant. You get a ton. Very easy to farm. You can get a huge stack very quickly. And we're going to run this way, and you'll see why. The small mushrooms are one. So if you drop right down this way, it does actually. It's safe. It's actually easy if you drop off the slightly lower ledge, but fuck it, doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. But as you can see, that gives us a ton of Altus Bloom, Fulgur Bloom. Not Altus Bloom, Fulgur Bloom, for basically nothing. So, now we're going to jump down to where we need to go. So let's get on with what we want to do. Seal Tunnel. So really the MVP for this area is, well, there's two, is the longbow and the lightning pots. We're going to use the flame pots first, so we're going to use those up, and then we're going to phase them out and switch to full lightning pots. Let's take a couple to kill this guy. There's one just down here. Oh, I've got something. I remember. You know what I forgot to do? We just made a ton of lightning arrows. We can swap them out to our secondary slot. We're going to keep the flame arrows in the primary slot. In our secondary slot, we're going to pop in the lightning bone arrows fletched. In order to do that, so if we don't know, point of reference, the primary slot is RB, your right shoulder button. This is your right trigger. So that's just a frame reference for you. So let's, speaking of left trigger is mighty shot, right trigger for the lightning arrows. Boom. Boom. This is a safe way to deal with these. Obviously, it's more effective to kill him with a strike weapon, but this works just as well. So we're much more of a sniper build for a lot of this playthrough so far. So this is what we do, man. This is what we do. We kill things with bows and arrows. Okay. Now we can drop down. Wait. No, forgot about him. Right. Oh shit. There we are. That works pretty nicely. The reason we switch to lightning pots is they scale with dexterity. So obviously, at the moment, it's pretty even. But as dexterity starts popping up higher, lightning pots are going to be much useful. There's this guy here. Don't forget to take him out. We can actually kill him. We can give him a headshot. If you don't know, by the way, it's left shoulder button for aim, left trigger for mighty shot, and right trigger for the lightning arrows. Fuck. Alright, we'll have to lock on. Do it the old-fashioned way. Gotcha. Right, there we go. And down here we have some cracked pistol. Gonna pick those up. Boom. Yeah. They drop poison stone. That's interesting. We'll probably use those at a later date. Poison scales with arcane, so I didn't need to do that. Yeah, poison scales with arcane, so it suits us down to the ground. Of the saddest effect is kind of that's a secret tunnel, by the way. In case you wonder. You know what we're gonna do? We're gonna pop a bluey. Health should be fine. I'm actually gonna craft up a bunch of these before I forget. You always want to keep topped up. The reason is, once combat starts, you can't make anything. You want to make sure you've always got a healthy supply. Pro tip for you there. You're welcome. Where am I going? Always facing the wrong way. Oh look, it's sealed. Wait, no it's not. And there's another one here. Now, before we go any further, I want to mention a couple of things. Don't drop down there, not till I say so. Down there is death. Also, don't rush through here. Crouch, get in stealth mode. Because there's a dude here. There's a dude here. There is actually a dude here as well. Let's take care of him now, because he's the one I forget, he's a little bugger. But, so we should be able to get a headshot on him. Boom. Guess what, son? You're next. That's your turn. How you doing? Feeling good? I can change that. There's one here. This fits. Gotcha. And this one we should be able to kill as well. Boom. Now, switch to the Bloodhound's Fang. Yeah. The Bloodhound's Finesse, this next guy. There's another one of these little Vulgar Militiamen down here. This is why you kill this one, because I normally forget. What happens is they jump on the back and they've got a swinging. I'm talking with my hands, you can't see on camera. You can't see, but it's funny. They have a swinging sword on a chain, basically, and they jump on your back and do massive critical damage. That being said, there's a guy just around the corner here. So don't let him get close, wait for him to come round. We're going to Bloodhound finesse his ass. Alright. Come in, sunshine. Come on. Come on, little man. Alright. I'll forgive you. Alright, see that? He's going to come round and make a dick of himself. We'll kill him with Bloodhound's Fang, because fuck you, that's why. This is a stone sword key, so I'm going to take that. I'm also going to have another swig of tea, because I love tea. We're going to crack on. I mean, I've moved some Elden Ring today. I've got a lot of recording to do. I want to break the back of this series the next couple of days. Well, I'm recording them. It won't be for you, but for me it'll be. I've been missing this game. Every time I play something else, I go away and do something else, and I come back and I'm like, man, I love this game. Right, I need to talk about something. This is why we don't want to drop down straight away. It has 2 spinning discs on each hand. Those arms are extendable, and this middle section here opens up, and they're resistant to a lot of damage. They're fucking horrendous. They are not immune to lightning damage, which is why we have the lightning parts and lightning arrows. But we don't want to kill him just yet. What we want to do is drop down here, because there is some smithing stone 6, but it's locked in a kind of you got to use him to break that. It's very sketchy. The best thing to do is tuck in this corner and kind of face the ladder, more or less. It doesn't always work that way, and you kind of basically encourage him to drive into us and then roll through him. You might get stuck, but you should be able to get through. So what you want to do, I'd encourage you to top your health up. This bit's going to suck. Okay, there's no way around it. But I want the smithing stones. We've got at least 2 weapons to max. Oh, hello. If not 3, that I want to get up to plus 15 in the short, in the relatively near future, and plus 16. So we need all the smithing materials we can get. That being said, let's get ready. So 1, 2, 3, boom. Look at that. Stuck into this corner. You might have to hit him with an arrow to kind of. That didn't work, but I wanted it to. Right. So you might get stuck, so we keep the potions on hand. Right. Let's go. This ladder here is very sketchy with the activate button. You kind of have to come at it at an angle like we just did. Otherwise it doesn't always recognise the arrow, which is bad because that thing will murder you. If you get sucked into his chest, you're more or less dead. You might survive, but unlikely. Now what I want to do is check. That's broken. Does it look broken? I'm gonna double check. I'm not sure. Forgot. Shit. I don't want to do this run again. It's the first time I've done it uninjured, but I don't. I want to make sure we get it. All right. Do we risk it? Problem is now he's activated, it's a lot harder to do. Fuck it. One more go, just in case. Yeah, it wasn't activated. That looked like I got it that time. Let's go. See what I mean? Oh no. Well, now our margin for error is reduced a little bit. But yeah. For the first time I've ever done it without any damage, so of course it fucked it up. But never mind. But yeah, that is now broken. Yeah. So now we can kill him with impunity. So what we want to do is head around this way. How many? We'll be okay. Well, I want to see where he is. So the strategy is we're going to hit him with lightning pots and finish him with arrows. What I want to say is when you throw pots, always take a step back afterwards because it does move you forward slightly. As you see there. Because the last thing you want to do is get stuck down there with that fucker. But there we go. That's how you deal with him. Other parts, like fire, nothing else really works as well. But lightning, obviously he's basically giant metal casket. Lightning just fucks him up. So that's how you deal with that. And now we get our Smithy Stones 6 times 3. A boss. What I'm going to do, get another rune up. We've got quite a collection of these at this point. I want up to 8. We haven't actually activated Godric's Great Rune yet, so it doesn't really matter. I don't think we have anyway. I realise it's been quite a while since the videos, so my memory of what's been done and what hasn't done is a bit sketchy. I have to look back over the videos myself. But anyway, we'll get the materials we need. Get through. We'll check how many we got. Should get more as we get. Feels like we haven't got very many. Can't remember exactly how many we finished with, but I feel like because I actually fucked up. I recorded this once already, but I didn't turn my microphone on, so I had to redo it. So if I'm rushing, it looks like I'm rushing. I am. I'm a little bit pissed off with myself. Bit of trivia for you there. I'm not infallible, so if I miss anything, it's because I'm not being as careful as I was the first 2 times I did it. So another swig of tea while I contemplate my stupidity. Okay. So there's a Stake America there. That's your indication the shit's getting real. Can't get through here. We have to drop down. But when you do, you want to move straight up because there are these things. I can't see from here, can I? Those things there. You can just about make it out. Just blow me. They activate and then it blow up. So you want to get away. Sharp. There's another one just here. Isn't that? Yeah. No, that one doesn't activate. It's a dud. That's Smithy Stone 5. Fuck. Now our margin for error is really reduced. Okay. It's gonna be a tough boss fight. Well, it's not. We should be fine, but I don't know why I'm collecting the ruin fragments. We don't need them. It's materials I want. Yeah. Remember that one. Okay. We're kind of rolling with barely any hit points, barely any red flasks, because I rely heavily on the blues, but it's a somewhat risky strategy. Typically speaking, it's not so bad, because we're doing most of the damage from range, but every now and then it fucks me, like now. But we'll be okay, we'll get it done. This is a bit of parkour. I advise you to do this very slowly, methodically, because quality death at this point will be embarrassing and or stupid. So you watch me die now, eat my words, right? I believe we can just drop here. No, this one we can. Right. I think we can just drop down at this point. Yeah. Now it's safe. And here we have... No! Oh, wait. Whoa. I forgot about that. It's a gold rune 9. I was going to say, which is worth 3,800 runes, which is quite useful. Of course, fuck me, I just shit my pants. Okay. So through here is the boss. He's... wait. I want to make sure I don't miss any materials. No, we're good. Yeah, I literally, I think it's changed my underpants. That, my heart's beating quickly. Anyway, there is boss, it's an Onyx Lord. Beyond him is the Divine Tower of Altars West. So, we'll do that next. But what we want to do first Well, first of all, I want to heal up. And we've got to be careful because we've got no margin for error at this point. So, and speaking of using my own rules, we'll upgrade it. We won't need these in this fight, but I'll try and upgrade them before I forget. Anytime you load, top them up. We need the lightning grease. So, the strategy here is to pop a blue first. We're going to pop this. We're going to light up with lightning grease. We're going to two-hand the weapon. When we get through, we're going to summon the demi-humans, and then we're going to pop a bluey, and we're going to keep our distance. Hope he doesn't target us, because if he does, we're kind of fucked. Because he's got a lot of range on his sword like we have. Don't be tempted to get close when he gets staggered like that, because he doesn't stay staggered for long. Except like that when we can just murder him straight up. Go fuck myself. Well, there you go, that's perfect. Perfect run. Sweet. We are mean at this point. Look at that. Lightning charged sword. Wicked. That deserves a swig of tea. Fantastic. So, we have here, you can fast travel straight out of the dungeon, but don't do that. As I say, straight ahead is the Divine Tower Altars. Now there are two of these, there's Altars West and I want to say East, but they relate to two different bosses. This, one of which is Morgoth and one of which is Melania. I forget which way around it is, because I don't, in all honesty, I rarely come here and I rarely activate these runes. The only great rune I ever really use is Godric's, because I survived every stat. It's just God tier, especially when you do these kind of combo builds that we do. Because I love to play this way, even if I'm playing a mate. Or you see, if you're following any of my videos, even if I'm playing a spellcaster, I generally, or a faith, either sorceries or faith, I generally like to have some melee option because I love it. I like a variety of play, and I can't help but get stuck in. So let's level up. What we're going to do, two things. How many runes do we have? Is that enough? I think we need a bit of them. We're just shy. I don't think we've got any option. We could pop a reasonably small one. That goes over the threshold. Now, we can level up our dexterity to 20. And this, as I said, this is the first soft cap. And one of the reasons is, I'll show you now. If we swap out our loadout, we pop in our other weapons. We pop in the Self-Got sword and our partisan. If we look at our Ashes of War now, between level 20 and 30 is when the scaling of whatever stat you're using starts to kick in. 20 is not grand, but that's kind of your threshold. So if you notice now, with our, we look at, why am I cold? We look at standard is reasonable, but keen is better. And the same with, I believe this is already set to keen, yeah. From this point on, things start making the difference. Okay. I don't know why I'm stopping. The other thing I want to do while I'm down here is actually, we're going to sort our inventory out before I forget, because I keep saying I will and I don't, and then I forget between videos because I get carried away. So let's get rid of some of the shit we've got on our person. So I've been hanging on to a lot of these because what I wanted to do, now we can upgrade to plus 12 on anything we want. I was going to ask around with different weapons and see what we could play around with. But really, we only really used 2 or 3, maybe 4. So I'm going to get rid of this. Get rid of this. The misery cord we are going to keep, and that's because it's good for criticals. I want to keep it on hand to play around with later on. It's always going to be lagging behind our other gear, but it's only for finishing moves. But I want to keep it on hand just in case. And the Great Knife we're also going to keep in hand because it pairs very well with the Redivia Dagger. Because you can kind of do Frostbite and Bleed build, or just dual bleed and just really do some quick status effects. The Wakizashi, we're just going to throw in a bin. Crystal Knife, we're going to throw in a bin. Lawson's going to, all these are going. The Walks, Helen. Regalia of Asia, we're going to keep. Sword Knight Flames going in the bin. Flamberge, we're going to keep. We haven't really done it justice yet, and I want to keep it on hand. I'm going to swig some tea while I'm talking, my mouth dry. I'm going to keep that on hand because I don't think we're giving it justice yet. Because obviously it scales immensely with dexterity, so it would suit us down to the ground. In many ways, it can rival Bloodhound's Finesse for damage with Lion's Claw for boss killings, depending on the enemy. So we'll keep that around just in case. I might forget about it, but I'll keep it on hand for now. Troll's Golden Sword we're never going to use. Falchion, not this playthrough. We could. But there are other options. This is only really good if you want to do you can do dual curve swords for bleed build up. But I think there are better options than Falchion, so throw you in a bin. Nox Flowing Sword. I'll keep it on hand. I can't really, it's not a weapon I rely on, I really use. We'll keep it on hand just in case. Wait, speaking of, I want to just double check that. Yeah, they're quality weapons, they're no good. It does scale with Dex, but I don't know how good it's going to be. Obviously, Bloodhound's Fang we're going to keep. Onyx Greatsword requires intelligence, so that's a no. Magwell Scale Sword's going in the bin. Uchikatana and Moonveil. Well, Moonveil requires too much hint regardless. Uchikatana, it would scale quite well, but it's more of a quality weapon, I think. But it would make more sense. We haven't covered a samurai build yet. And I think it makes more sense to use Uchikatana on a samurai, what we're doing, so we'll throw them in. Twin Blade I'm going to keep for now, but we are going to get two pretty cool upgrades to the Twin Blade in the next few videos. Not the next video, but there are at least two that I can think of off the top of my head that will come in very handy. And I want to play around with this build because we can. Hand Axe is going in a bin. Warped Axe is going in a bin. Icewind Hatchet. We're going to keep this because as we start pumping Dex, this is going to become a better weapon. And obviously as we level the weapon, Hoarfrost Stomp becomes more effective, so it's kind of fun to play around with. Ripple Blade, phenomenal arcane weapon, but we're not at the threshold yet. But obviously since we're boosting arcane, it makes sense to keep it on hand to play around with. It's not fantastic weapon because it's got wild strikes, but we'll see how it is. We'll play it. We'll maybe test it out on the game front punching bags when we get to Arcane. I've got a feeling it's shit, but I want to see what it's like. Flail at this point we're going to throw in a bin. We don't need it anymore. Cross Naginata we can use it now. There's some fun things we can do with this. It's not my favourite weapon in the world, but you can put Ashes of War in it, so it's a fun option. Then again, we can get it plus 12 if you want, so that it scales very well with Dex. It's a very good weapon for use Bloodflame Blade on it and stuff like that, so we'll keep that in hand. It's going to be the Guardian Sword Spear I'll keep for a rainy day because they might be fun to use. Does scale very well with dexterity, so we'll see what we're trying to do. Depends if I can find a super lash war for it. Dragon Halberd is a quality weapon, so no. Kind of standard, it's just frankly it's just shit. Keen Scythe, I'll keep it honest. It's got phenomenal yeah, keen scaling, even level 1. That's less scaling weapon, so that will come in handy for other situations. The whip I'm not sure about still. The guitar is fuck no. And I think realistically you know, we'll keep the claws just in case. They scale really well with Dex is the problem, so we don't need any of these staffs at all. We're gonna keep all the bows. Now we can because we can now get the horn block plus 12 if you want, which will come in handy. This pairs very well with magic arrows for like sniping, depending on the enemy. because it obviously deals its own magic damage. So with that plus like dwell arrows, we need to farm some of those, but I have to do that off camera. We can showcase what you can do with that. So I'm more than happy to get the longbow, the hornbow up plus 12 as well. Archery great bow. We can actually use, oddly enough, but it does scale with faith. So, hey, crossbow, maybe. Gold or seal, absolutely not. Dragon Communion seal, obviously yes. Shields wise, that's crap. That's crap. Keep these. Keep our parrying shields in. Get rid of a spare. Get rid of that. I think we'll keep these in. I want to play around with a few of these. Well, that we can use situationally. It's good for magic, although that is, yeah. Yeah. We'll keep in the boys. Everything else, we'll keep it standard. And that's pretty much it. So, thank you very much for watching. I'll see you next time. Bye-bye now.